In the last episode, Moses addressed the new generation with the laws of the covenant. He spoke the Shema, the central confession of faith. He warned them about the dangers of prosperity and pride. He reminded them of their election by grace, not merit. And he renewed the covenant, declaring them God's treasured possession. Now Moses prepares for his final acts. The blessings and curses must be proclaimed. His song must be sung. His blessing must be given. And then he must climb the mountain to die. Moses commands the elders and the Levites, "On the day you cross the Jordan into the land the Lord your God is giving you, set up large stones and coat them with plaster. Write on them all the words of this law. Build an altar of uncut stones on Mount Abel. Offer burnt offerings and fellowship offerings. Eat there and rejoice in the presence of the Lord your God." The tribes are divided. 6 tribes shall stand on Mount Gerizim to bless the people: Simeon, Levi, Judah, Issachar, Joseph, and Benjamin. 6 tribes shall stand on Mount Abel to pronounce curses: Reuben, Gad, Asher, Zebulun, Dan, and Naphtali. The Levites shall recite to all the people of Israel in a loud voice. The curses come first. "Cursed is anyone who makes an idol, a thing detestable to the Lord," and all the people shall say, "Amen." "Cursed is anyone who dishonors their father or mother." Amen. "Cursed is anyone who moves their neighbor's boundary stone." Amen. "Cursed is anyone who leads the blind astray on the road." Amen. "Cursed is anyone who withholds justice from the foreigner, the fatherless, or the widow." Amen. The curses continue, covering hidden sins and public violations. Each one receives the people's assent. Amen, amen, amen. "Cursed is anyone who does not uphold the words of this law by carrying them out." And all the people shall say, Amen. The covenant is sealed with the people's own voices. Then come the blessings. If you fully obey the Lord your God and carefully follow all his commands, the Lord will set you high above all the nations on earth. You will be blessed in the city and blessed in the country. The fruit of your womb will be blessed, and the crops of your land, the calves of your herds, and the lambs of your flocks. Your basket and your kneading trough will be blessed. You will be blessed when you come in, and blessed when you go out. The Lord will grant that the enemies who rise up against you will be defeated before you. They will come at you from one direction, but flee from you in 7. The Lord will establish you as his holy people. All the peoples on earth will see that you are called by the name of the Lord, and they will fear you. The Lord will open the heavens to send rain in season. You will lend to many nations, but will borrow from none. The Lord will make you the head, not the tail. You will always be at the top, never at the bottom. But the curses for disobedience are far longer, far darker. If you do not obey the Lord your God, all these curses will come on you and overtake you. You will be cursed in the city and cursed in the country. Your basket and kneading trough will be cursed. The fruit of your womb will be cursed, and the crops of your land. The Lord will send on you cursing, confusion, and rebuke in everything you put your hand to, until you are destroyed. The Lord will plague you with diseases. The Lord will strike you with wasting disease, with fever and inflammation, with scorching heat and drought, with blight and mildew. The sky over your head will be bronze. The ground beneath you will be iron. The Lord will turn the rain of your country into dust and powder. You will be defeated before your enemies. You will come at them from one direction, but flee from them in 7. You will become a thing of horror to all the kingdoms on earth. Your carcasses will be food for all the birds and wild animals, and there will be no one to frighten them away. The curses multiply, layer upon horror. A people that you do not know will eat what your land produces. You will have nothing but cruel oppression all your days. The sights you see will drive you mad. You will be pledged to be married, but another will take your wife. You will build a house, but not live in it. You will plant a vineyard, but not enjoy its fruit. Your ox will be slaughtered before your eyes, but you will eat none of it. Your donkey will be forcibly taken. Your sheep will be given to your enemies. Your sons and daughters will be given to another nation, and you will wear out your eyes watching for them day after day, powerless to lift a hand. You will become a thing of horror, a byword, and an object of ridicule among all the peoples. The foreigner who lives among you will rise higher and higher, but you will sink lower and lower. Because you did not serve the Lord your God joyfully and gladly in the time of prosperity, therefore in hunger and thirst, in nakedness and dire poverty, you will serve the enemies the Lord sends against you. The Lord will bring a nation against you from far away, a fierce-looking nation without respect for the old or pity for the young. They will devour your livestock and crops. They will lay siege to all your cities until the high fortified walls in which you trust fall down. The most gentle and sensitive man among you will have no compassion on his own brother or wife or surviving children. He will not give to any of them the flesh he is eating. The most gentle and sensitive woman among you will begrudge her own husband and children. In her dire need, she will intend to eat them secretly. This is not metaphor. This is covenant warning. And if Israel breaks faith, history will bear witness that it happened. The Lord will scatter you among all nations. Among those nations you will find no repose, no resting place for the sole of your foot. There the Lord will give you an anxious mind, eyes weary with longing, and a despairing heart. You will live in constant suspense, filled with dread both night and day, never sure of your life. In the morning you will say, "If only it were evening," and in the evening, "If only it were morning." The Lord will send you back to Egypt in ships on a journey I said you should never make again. There you will offer yourselves for sale as slaves, but no one will buy you. The curses end. The silence is heavy. Moses speaks again. These are the terms of the covenant the Lord commanded Moses to make with the Israelites in Moab, in addition to the covenant he made with them at Horeb. You have seen all that the Lord did in Egypt, the signs and wonders, the mighty hand and outstretched arm. But to this day the Lord has not given you a mind that understands, or eyes that see, or ears that hear. For 40 years I led you through the wilderness. Your clothes did not wear out, nor did the sandals on your feet. You ate no bread and drank no wine, that you might know that I am the Lord your God. All of you are standing here today, your leaders, your tribes, your elders, your officials, all the men of Israel, your children and wives, the foreigners living in your camps who chop your wood and carry your water. You are standing here to enter into a covenant with the Lord, to confirm with an oath that He is your God and you are His people. I am making this covenant not only with you who are standing here today, but also with those who are not here today, future generations, all who will come after. Make sure there is no man or woman among you whose heart turns away from the Lord. Make sure there is no root among you that produces bitter poison. When such a person hears the words of this oath, they invoke a blessing on themselves, thinking, "I will be safe, even though I persist in going my own way." The Lord will never be willing to forgive them. His wrath will burn against them. All the curses written in this book will fall on them. The Lord will blot out their name from under heaven. The secret things belong to the Lord our God, but the things revealed belong to us and to our children forever, that we may follow all the words of this law. Moses looks ahead. He sees what will happen. When all these blessings and curses have come on you, and you take them to heart wherever the Lord disperses you among the nations, and when you and your children return to the Lord your God and obey him with all your heart and soul, then the Lord your God will restore your fortunes and have compassion on you, and gather you again from all the nations where he scattered you. Even if you have been banished to the most distant land under the heavens, from there the Lord will gather you and bring you back. The Lord your God will circumcise your hearts and the hearts of your descendants, so that you may love him with all your heart and soul and live. This is the promise beyond judgment. Exile will not be the end. The scattered will be gathered. The hardened hearts will be softened. The covenant will be renewed. See, take to heart all the words I have solemnly declared to you this day, so that you may command your children to obey carefully all the words of this law. They are not just idle words for you, they are your life. The Lord speaks to Moses that same day. Go up into the Abarim range to Mount Nebo in Moab. View Canaan, the land I am giving the Israelites as their own possession. On the mountain that you climb, you will die and be gathered to your people. This is because you broke faith with me at the waters of Meribah Kadesh in the desert of Zin, and because you did not uphold my holiness among the Israelites. Therefore, you will see the land only from a distance. You will not enter the land I am giving to the people of Israel. Before he climbs the mountain, Moses blesses the tribes of Israel. Moses raises his hands and blesses Israel before his death. The Lord came from Sinai, shining from Seir, blazing from Paran, with thousands of holy ones. Fire went before him. At his right hand were lightning bolts. He loved his people, and they sat at his feet receiving his words. He blesses the tribes according to their calling and destiny. Reuben is granted survival, though diminished. Judah is given strength and victory in battle. Levi receives the priesthood, tested by fire, faithful in trial, entrusted with the teaching and the altar. Benjamin is sheltered between God's shoulders, dwelling in safety. Joseph is crowned with abundance, the best of heaven and earth. Power like a wild ox with horns that gore the nations to the ends of the earth. Zebulun will rejoice on the seas, Issachar in tents. They will draw crowds to the mountain and offer sacrifices of righteousness. Gad is fierce like a lion, tearing the arm and the crown. Dan leaps like a lion's cub. Naphtali is satisfied with favor, full of blessing, possessing the sea and the south. Asher is strong and secure, dipped in oil, with bolts of iron and bronze. There is no one like the God of Jeshurun, who rides the heavens to help you, who subdues your enemies beneath you. Israel dwells in safety, a people saved by the Lord, their shield and sword. Their enemies will cower before them, and they will tread upon their high places. The blessing is complete. Destiny is spoken. The tribes are named, and their future is sealed with the authority of a prophet who knows God face to face. Nothing remains but the climb. Moses goes up from the plains of Moab to Mount Nebo, to the top of Pisgah, across from Jericho. The Lord shows him the whole land. Gilead as far as Dan, all of Naphtali, the territory of Ephraim and Manasseh, all the land of Judah as far as the Mediterranean Sea, the Negev, the whole region from the valley of Jericho, the city of palms, as far as Zoar. This is the land I promised on oath to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob when I said, I will give it to your descendants. I have let you see it with your eyes, but you will not cross over into it. Moses has led Israel for 40 years. He has spoken with God face to face. He has seen the burning bush, the plagues, the parting sea, the mountain on fire, the glory in the tent. He has carried the burden of a rebellious people through the wilderness. He has pleaded for them, wept for them, given his life for them. And now, at the end, he sees the land. Green hills and flowing waters. The promise made to Abraham fulfilled before his eyes. But he will not step foot in it. The weariness of 120 years, the longing of a lifetime, settles over him like evening light. Moses, the servant of the Lord, dies there in Moab, as the Lord had said. He buries him in Moab, in the valley opposite Beth Peor. To this day, no one knows where his grave is. Moses is 120 years old when he dies. His eyes are not weak, his strength is not gone. The Israelites grieve for Moses in the plains of Moab for 30 days. Joshua, son of Nun, is filled with the spirit of wisdom because Moses had laid his hands on him. So the Israelites listen to him and do what the Lord commanded Moses. Since then, no prophet has risen in Israel like Moses, whom the Lord knew face to face, who did all those signs and wonders the Lord sent him to do in Egypt, to Pharaoh, and to all his officials and to his whole land. For no one has ever shown the mighty power or performed the awesome deeds that Moses did in the sight of all Israel. The wilderness years are over. The law is given. The choice has been set before them. Life and death. Blessing and curse. And across the Jordan, the land waits. Thank you for listening to this final episode of the Wilderness and Law series. We have journeyed through Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy, from the giving of the sacrificial system to the death of Moses. If this series has been meaningful to you, please consider subscribing to the channel and sharing these videos with others. In the next series, Joshua leads Israel across the Jordan. The conquest begins. The land promised to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob will finally become Israel's home.